Hi my lovelies, it's Miss Octavia here again with another Boys and Girls Club video for our virtual program channel. Thank you so much for watching videos again with us. So today we're going to do a 5-minute arts and crafts activity. We're actually going to be painting today. So if you didn't get a chance to check out the picture that popped up before, you will get a chance to hear again what supplies you'll need. So for starters, you'll need acrylic paint. I have chose different shades of like green, yellow, light blue, turquoise, those type of colors. I'm going for a more spring themed painting that I can hang in my kitchen and in my living room. So you'll need paint, paint brushes. I'm going to use sponges today because I definitely want to create a nice ombre look and definitely like a splotchy ombre look for the middle of my piece. You'll also need water to dip either your sponges or dip your paintbrush inside of there so that you can get the excess paint off of it. And in addition to that, you also will need a paper towel to just pretty much dry out any extra water or paint, because when you are using a canvas, you don't want to get a whole bunch of water on it and then try to get your paint to stick really well. Also, you'll need a roll of tape and a nice pair of basically child-proof scissors or child-safe scissors. You also will probably need an adult just to kind of overlook the process to make sure that you guys are doing everything you need to do and you don't need assistance or help. So I went to Hobby Lobby today and I purchased a canvas. So Hobby Lobby actually has 5 canvases for $10. So they are $2 a piece just about, and there is literally enough canvases in here for you to do this activity with your whole entire family and hang up the art in your room, in your dining room, anywhere that you want to in your house. And it is a great activity while we're in the house. So the first thing that we are going to do, and actually I'm going to turn the camera down so you guys can see what I've already done with my canvas. All right, guys, we're readjusting. So you guys can see exactly what I'm already doing with my own canvas. So I've already added my tape on there. There's no correct pattern for you to add the tape onto your canvas. I just put it in a random pattern that I tended to, to like. So you can do whatever you want to with your tape. Your tape could literally be an initial of your name. It could literally be a star. It could be a heart. It could be whatever you want it to be. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and start opening up some of my utensils. There is actually no right or wrong way to use your utensils as far as which one you start with. So I'm not going to start with the sponges first. I'm actually going to start with the paint brushes because I do want to work from the outside in. So as you can see on these 2 corners, I actually have like a little bit of a mini design within my design on the edges of there. So I'm going to do 2 different layers of colors right over here. And then this whole middle will be ombre. And we're going to start from yellow and work our way out with the sponges. It won't be an exact number of like inches as far as like what the ombre will be, but we're just gonna pretty much freestyle it, see what it looks like, and see if we fall in love with it. So let's go ahead and get everything opened up. And since we are working on these edges over here, you can choose to use a brush with like a medium-sized tip. For the inside of this, I am going to use a smaller brush once that time comes, or at least a brush that has the smaller tip at the top. Right there. So let's go ahead and get started on our outer corners. So far, I just have this beautiful shade of blue. And I think we're gonna basically do like the blue and the green on the outside of this, just as a nice like little layer. And actually, I think we're gonna use a darker green. This one right here. So let's go ahead and add it on. We already have our blue on there. Now, if you are doing this at home, I suggest that you hold the plate away from your canvas so that if your paint gets a little messy, you don't end up making a crazy mess along the top of your picture and pretty much just like almost ruining it, just having excess paint on there. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start with the blue on this side. So I'm deciding to just basically start with my edges over here, and we're going to start with blue, and we're going to make this smaller side green. So let's go ahead and start with the blue for both sides. the good news is, since you have the tape on your canvas, you actually can paint on the tape, and you don't have to worry about necessarily staying within the lines, because the tape actually will serve as a second barrier to help you with the straightness of your lines and the preciseness of the colors that you're adding onto your piece. So don't worry about painting on the tape, is absolutely fine. All right, we've got blue on that side, so let's go ahead and add our blue on this side. If we did the blue big on this side and the bigger triangle, let's go ahead and do it on the smaller triangle on this side. All right, it's starting to look really good. I know you guys can't really see that other side, but you'll be able to see the bulk of the painting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add in a little more blue within the stripes. So we will go ahead and actually let's use a lighter blue. I think I've fallen in love with that color already. So let's go ahead and we'll use the lighter blue in the smaller lines. So let's just focus on our outer triangles first. Brush is clean. All right, and then throughout your piece, you're just gonna continue to basically color in the lines, and AKA paint in the lines. We're not gonna say color because we're not using Crayolas or color pencils or even markers. We are painting. So you will paint in between your tape lines and finish your masterpiece. So we'll go ahead and at least get the outer part done, and after the outer part is done, we'll all break off and go ahead and continue working on our pieces. After we break off, at the end of this video, I will upload what I have created once it is all done and dry and ready for you guys to be able to see. So we've used the darker blue, the darker green. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of lighter blue on there that also will be used in our ombre. So we're going to add just a little bit. And honestly, guys, you should treat this acrylic paint or any paint just like toothpaste. You really don't need more than a dime-sized glob on there, because you more than likely will dry it out if you let it sit too long. Just always be mindful of that, guys. All right, let's go ahead and work on our outer areas on our painting. And you're going to want to put the lighter green right there with the blue. And I love this green. It literally reminds me of, this one's more or less a pine tree green, but I definitely think this one is like a sour apple green, and I definitely love that color. So let's do the same thing on the exact opposite side of the painting. All right, guys, and we have our green put on there. So now let's go ahead and add our darker green. Actually, no, not darker green. Let's go ahead and add our lighter blue on the opposite side right under the darker green. As soon as we get done with this, we'll continue, like I said, we'll break off, continue working on them, and then we will upload our finished work at the end of this. Alright guys, let me go ahead and show you where we're at right now so that you can see pretty much what I have left to paint. And then I'll also, like I said, upload the picture at the end. But so far the tape is in here, so it's looking pretty uneven and crazy. But the goal is at the end of this, we'll pull the tape off and everything will be symmetrical, even though it is an abstract painting, so the lines are not exactly straight. So we'll break off. Actually, let you see me. We'll break off, we'll keep painting, and then at the end of this, I will upload a picture of what I completed. And then if you're able, make sure that you email a picture of your painting, to my email at Octavia, Octavia, at bgc-columbia.org. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.